Someone names their dog Charlie, so usually there's not all that much thought that goes into it. But in Judaism, when we have a name, there's a lot that goes into it. The name is a representation of the essence of the person. Even when Adam Rishon was naming the animals, it represented who they were to the core. The letters of the Aleph Beis all unified to explain and to really represent what is going on inside. So then we come to Yaakov and Esav, and it's very interesting. Esav, we understand why he's named Esav Asu. He was made, he came out already like a complete person. But Yaakov, who is our forefather, that the Klal Yisrael is named after and is taken after, Yaakov, Bnei Yaakov, his name comes from Achaz Ba'akev Achev, that he was grasping onto the heel, Akev, of his brother Esav. So this is puzzling, to say the least. Here we have our forefather, and his name is not only named after something that he was holding on to, his brother, who in the end was one of the most wicked people ever, Esav, but it's his heel. Even, let's say, he would say he was holding on to his head. Okay, so he would be named after the head. At least it's something. But he's named after the heel of Esav, Harasha, Yaakov. So the Kli Yakar has an amazing shot that sheds a lot of light on so much in life. He says that the other side, the people that are not connected to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they'll sometimes do great things. They'll sometimes be involved in amazing projects that try to save the world and save all the dolphins of the world and everything like that. But when it comes to very little things, very private things in the recesses of their house, they're not going to be so careful on it. They're the things, like it says in Parsha Eikav, that are dash ba'akevai, that we stamp on our heel. We also, we're not so careful in it sometimes. But he says, Yaakov, our koyach, the koyach of a yid, is that he grabs onto those things that the Rishayim might be trampling on their heel. That's exactly what he grabs onto. Yes, Avada, it's very important to do big things. It's very important to fast in Yom Kippur and to try to give as much tzedakah as we can in huge ways that write our names on buildings. But it's also very important that when you're walking by a guy and you just really don't want to pull out your wallet and you just want to brush him aside, that you stop and you smile and you say, here's a shekel, here's $1. Something small, even here's a quarter, doesn't matter. You gave him life. You gave him life because you gave him a little bit of money, and you gave him life because you're grabbing on to the small things that sometimes get trampled upon. There's a famous line that says, grass is always greener on the other side. A friend of mine once explained why that's true. It's because when you're looking over the mountain, across the horizon, the grass looks so green. But then when you look down at the floor that you're standing upon, it doesn't look so green because you see all the earth in between, all the blades of grass. They're really just a bunch of blades of grass. They're not this huge thing. So the Gemara, I think, says, Chazal say that there's a famous situation that happens upstairs in Shemayim. The Rishayim and the tzaddikim get up there and they see what they went through in life, their Yetzer Hara. And to the tzaddikim it seems like this huge mountain, and to the Rishayim it seems like a little thread, and they're both crying. The tzaddikim say, I can't believe I overcame this huge mountain, and the Rishayim said, I couldn't just overcome a little thread. What's pshat? One of the pshatim is that when we go in this world, how do we look at the battles that we face? So the tzaddikim look at the battles in this world as threads. Can I learn for another 10 seconds? 10 seconds I could do. Can I overcome and not look at this thing for another minute? I think I could do a minute. After that, I don't know. But their whole life, they just look at the threads and they cut through one thread and they cut through another thread and they cut through another thread until when they get up to Shemayim, they see a mountain of threads and they say, wow, I thought it was just a little thread, and it turned into a huge mountain of greatness. And the Rishayim, their whole life, they look that it's just a huge mountain, it's just a huge thing of grass, and I cannot overcome this huge pile of grass. How in the world am I going to be able to do it? And when they get up to Shemayim, Hashem shows them there was only a little thread. There was never any huge mountain. There was only each moment. So Hashem should help us all that we should realize that every moment in life we have just a little bit to do. And when we grab onto that little bit, that's exactly where we become Bnei Yaakov, where we become the greatest people that we can become. Have a great day.